Well, it is week 15 playoffs for some of us. If you're lucky enough. We've had a few games so far. We had that atrocious Thursday night game. Raiders won 63-21 versus the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday we had three games. We had Bengals versus Vikings, um, Colts versus Steelers, and Lions versus Broncos. If you want to call that a game, also.
Shit, the Lions versus Broncos. That game won some people their week. Jameer Gibbs
Samuel.
and Laporta.
Yep.
Yep. I had both of them in a league.
I played Jared Goff yesterday. He did right by me.
I played Javante Williams, and he had his worst game ever.
Oh,
Yeah, I played him as well.
I was like, yay. Um, I mean, going into this fantasy week of playoffs, we always say go with your, I guess, big guns.
Mm-hmm.
Hope for the best.
Poof.
Yeah. But we can start off. We're gonna start off with this team, the Texans versus Titans. Um, they're in Nashville. A ton of injuries. Of
What's
course.
up, Big Cheese?
What up, Big Cheese? So of course, when it comes to these injuries, though, it's C.J. Stroud at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Nico Collins is out. Of course, Tank Dell. For some reason,
Yeah.
Texans fans make me say it every week, even though he's
Yeah.
not.
Tank Dell is out for the season. That's why we haven't been talking about him on our stuff.
Yeah. Noah Brown, questionable. Said he might play.
I think he's gonna play. I think he's in play for me today. I'm considering putting him in my lineup. To be honest with you.
Are you are you worried with Fant out at tackle?
Fuck yeah, I'm worried about everything. But it's also like, what can I do about it? You know what I mean? Like, worrying's not gonna help. Like, if you're gonna go down swinging. You know what I mean? And I know how much they're gonna probably try to need to get Noah Brown on those crossing routes. Like, I don't see anybody else on our team trying to emulate what Nico Collins does other than him.
No.
So if Nico don't play, then
It's pretty much Noah and the rookies.
Bobby Trees,
Yeah.
Schultz is back.
I mean, Case Keenum over Davis Mills, that has to be appeasing to some. Ooh, Big Cheese says Darren Waller or Noah Brown today.
Who does the Giants got today?
The Giants play the Saints.
I just don't ever have faith in Darren Waller, so I'd go with a hurt Noah Brown. But that's just me.
Yeah, I don't trust Darren Waller coming off an injury like this.
This is his first game off IR.
Yeah.
I don't trust DeVito. I know he's been playing well, but this is a game where no one's going to be watching. Where the last game was national TV, had the good storyline, but this is a game against a good defense. No one's going to be watching. I think this is a game DeVito takes a step back, so Waller and all of his weapons take a step back. So I got Noah Brown.
Well, all those Darren Waller owners are going to be upset with that. But I agree. I don't like playing people after like a big IR injury.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that too well. Anything can happen, a little tweak, and then they're out of the game again.
And they're right back on IR.
Yep.
Especially him.
Yes, him. I mean, he has a history of it. It's like, oh, I tweaked my little toe. I'm going to sit out.
The drug use deteriorated his bones.
Jesus.
Looking at the Tennessee side, are y'all playing Will Levis today?
I'm playing. I would. I mean, Houston's defense is beat up too, bro.
Yeah. That's why I was
Will
asking,
Anderson,
I think.
Cashman,
Cashman's
probably
out.
your best two of your best three defensive players are hurt. Like I'm playing Will Levis because if Houston sells out and tries to stop the run, they're gonna throw it, which means Levis is gonna have the numbers to support a play.
This week I'm finally playing Ty J Spears. In my one league. I mean, I just missed the playoffs. It doesn't really matter, but I've been debating playing him all year, and he's putting up big receiving games especially for a backup running back. So this week, screw it, why not?
I was just about to ask that. Do you have more faith in Henry or Tajay?
I don't ever have faith in Henry.
See, today I have more faith in Henry for some reason.
As a runner, yeah.
Against the Texans today with like literally practice squad fucking linebackers and no Will Anderson, I kind of like the play today for Derrick Henry. I like it for Spears also. But I think it's going to be one of those games where Derrick Henry's doing good enough that they'll keep giving him the ball.
Yeah, I like playing
Gee.
both.
So look, here's my predicament. I just picked up Will Levis in a league that I'm in playoffs in, right? I have either him or Geno Smith, who they don't know if he's playing yet or not still.
Yeah,
Then what the problem is?
Because if he does play and puts up 40 on my bench, I'll be pissed. But if Will Levis plays and only has 4 points against the Texans,
I'll tell you this: if I was in that predicament, I would put Levis in my lineup and not think about it again. That's just me.
Yeah, Gino hasn't been playing well enough to.
I was gonna say, has Gino give you 40 points in a game all year?
I think so. Not 30.
Because Levis has, in a weird way, higher ceilings. He's put up that 4 touchdown game.
Yeah.
The only reason that you should consider Gino is the fact that Darius Slay is not playing on Monday for the Eagles, which is their best corner, and their secondary already sucks. But then, like James said, Gino's hurt, so he's not throwing the ball well anyway, except for that Dallas game.
Yeah. Well, we will see.
I have zero faith in the Texans defense today. Not because of their ability, but because of their injuries.
Yeah.
I think that there's a way that we could keep the game in. The Texans can keep the game in proximity of our offense winning it.
I'm not saying we can't win the game. I just thinking from a fantasy standpoint that people on the other end are going to beat like crazy. Like,
Well, it'll either be one of those games where one of the stars has a monster game, or a bunch of the nobodies have a okay game.
What about D-Hop?
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, if I was coaching the Texans, and next year I just might. The way I figure they're going to do it is they're going to load the box up on the run and bracket coverage D-Hop, and they're going to make the tight end, and they're going to wait Westbrook Akina and Treylon Burks and all those guys beat them. The only thing that makes me nervous about D-Hop is they'll throw the ball to him 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
A pass interference at 40 yards is just as good as 5 5-yard catches. So he might just catch one of them.
Even if he does the fucking pass off interference, they won't call it.
Yep.
He'll just score.
All it takes is one pass interference to go his way for him to get in a rhythm, because then the defense lacks off. He starts catching balls. So ever since he had that 4 touchdown game, I haven't counted him out yet.
D-Hop's getting a touchdown today.
Yo, what are you talking about?
All right, moving on from that game, we got Bears and Browns in Cleveland. Moderate rain. Let me see. DJ Moore questionable for Cleveland. I mean,
Good call last week on DJ Moore, Jim.
yeah.
And on the Bears. I was on that.
I like the Bears defense, bro. They're really good. They're really good. Like, I think this is going to be a stinker of a game. I mean, you're talking about 2 good defenses who are physical as shit against, ex-retired quarterback. DJ Moore not play. Don't know what's going on with Amari. Not a team has like elite running backs, so I mean I could see it being an ugly ass game.
I only got the kicker in this game. So. Other than that, I'm like, I don't even care for any of these teams.
Yeah, I don't have anybody playing in either of these.
Man, if you have somebody playing in one of these games besides, I would say, like Hopkins as kicker or one of the defenses, you're probably really struggling with injuries. Or
Yes. Like I was considered playing Amari Cooper only because Flacco throws the ball like 50 times.
yeah,
That's the only reason. You know what I mean?
would you feel comfortable in Flacco if you needed a quarterback? Like, say you missed out on Gardner Minshew yesterday.
It reverts back to your expectation level. Like if you're cool with 15 points, yeah, I might play him.
Yeah,
But
probably wouldn't
fantasy
get it.
playoffs, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fantasy playoffs, you're probably looking for a little bit more than that. But if you're fucking thinking about playing Flacco, I don't think you have many options.
It's like me. I had to play Will Levis.
I mean,
I would play Levis over Flacco though.
like I have Justin Herbert, right? And I didn't make the playoffs because he fucking sucks. But if I would have made the playoffs, I would have had to play Flacco or Gardner Minshew. And
See, like I'm gonna tell y'all now, get off that Garner Minshew train. I don't know if y'all watched that game yesterday. That shit was atrocious. That was ugly football.
that's fine.
He still had 20 points.
Yeah, he had 20 points though. So I mean, even if
That
his
shit
ball,
was ugly.
That's okay. He had 20
That-
points.
I'll take the ugly football with 21 points and beautiful throws with 4 points from Justin Herbert any day of my life. Just
Okay, you
Herbert.
say that when he get that luck changes a little bit and some of the balls are picked.
Well, I lost anyway. Well, you know what's funnier? Because I'll take the picks over Justin Herbert fumbling the ball after going negative 10 yards. That's the dumb shit that he does. He pulls the Josh Allen shit, but doesn't put the points up. I'm telling you, I'm dropping this fool.
But also, Gardner Minshew's not going to start next season, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew sucks anyway. I'm just riding the hot hand, and at this point, sadly, even Joe Flacco is a hotter hand. Well, everybody's a hotter hand over Herbert because he's on IR.
Not Derek Carr.
Good luck, man. Jeez.
Ryan Robinson. More
You got the number 1 seed. You should have a bye, yeah? Morning, Nate.
Oh, man.
If they need me to play, I'm down, bro. Today, I'm already wearing my cleats right now. Yeah, I think I'm bullshit. I got my cleats on right now.
God.
Trying to break the toes in.
He's afraid. All right. Well, they might actually need you because that game sucks. We move on. Buccaneers, Packers. As Caleb said before we got on, AJ Dillon is more likely out, right?
Yes.
And then it seems like Aaron Jones is going to start. So
Ouch. Keenum, Levis, or Bryce?
Keenum won't. I wouldn't even entertain that idea.
I do Levis.
Yeah.
Definitely not Bryce. Could you have an argument Keenum over Bryce? Or is just
Nah.
You're in last place arguing.
I mean, I watched Case Keenum play in the preseason, and
That was
his
terrible.
arm was washed. Like it's just
Watched
not
him
there
play
anymore.
10 years at Houston.
No, bro. No, bro. Texans fans remember what he did a few years back, and that's why he deserved this start. He played for U of H, bro. So he deserved this start. That's everything I've heard. I'm like,
Oh, Tay.
He was one of those first who like medical redshirted, and then he somehow got another year of eligibility. He was there forever.
Yep.
I know as a Utah fan, I was sick of him.
the thing is, though, he did good on his football test, so it helps him out. He's,
But he was the Minnesota Miracle quarterback, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they kicked him out the door.
I mean, I hope he does well, but yeah, I wouldn't even look at Keenum. Don't even touch him. Just if he does anything, then you're fine. You can live without that stress.
Good locker room guy. Keep him in your locker room.
Yeah.
We're grooming him to be a coach.
The next Josh McCown.
Nah,
No.
come on, man.
All right, going to Lambeau to get some questions. Light rain in Green Bay, it says. Tampa Bay, you got Chris Godwin questionable, White questionable, Isaiah questionable, Dean questionable. God damn.
Okay, that changes everything. I'm glad you said that. If Vita Vea is not playing, but even if he's playing hurt, see, I was sitting here debating Aaron Jones or Jarrett McKinnon, and I swung on McKinnon last week, and he gave me a touchdown. So I was like, cool. But then what are the chances of that shit happening twice? I think I'm going to play Aaron Jones over him now. You said that.
Yeah, you were on the McKinnon train last week. My thing is Aaron Jones or Tyjae Spears. There's a lot of Aaron Jones versus player XYZ this week because it's risky.
Oh,
If
no,
you're in the
I would
playoffs.
go Tajay Spears without a doubt because there's such a risk of Green Bay only running him like 10 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got Kenyon Drake activated. They might use him, Patrick Taylor, one of those guys. If Jones is still a bit hobbled, I think it's a bounce back game for Green Bay's offense. I was kind of on that last week, saying that was a trap game against the Giants, and it was. And NFL, the better story, usually freaking wins those games.
Houston gives up so many touchdowns to running backs, bro. When he get in the red zone, the Tajay becomes like worth it.
Right.
I would play Tajay if I were you.
All right, we'll stick with it. But Romeo Dobbs is another good play with Watson still probably out. Yeah.
Is that Wicks kid playing today? Datavion?
Ooh, he was questionable.
That dude went off until he rolled his ankle. Like,
He did.
if somebody needs somebody on the waiver wire, go pick up Wicks. That motherfucker had like 6 or 7 targets in like the third and fourth quarter.
Good hands.
Yep, he's big. He's a big ass receiver.
As of right now, he's still questionable.
Yeah.
I think he'll play.
He's probably gonna play though.
Most likely.
And looks like Jaden Reed's going to play. They use Jaden Reed a lot, almost too much on those reverses. It seemed like when they didn't know what to do, they just did a sweep with Jaden Reed. And it worked the first time, but then it didn't work the third and fourth time. Like they did it on the 2-point conversion at the end, and the Giants saw it coming.
Well, I feel like they do that because Dylan is slow, and they need that has to be a part of your running game. Because if you go back to like week 2, they did that shit to Atlanta religiously, and that's how they caught up. Tucker Kraft is definitely in play today. I'll play Tucker Kraft in next week.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Would you play Tucker Kraft or Dalton Schultz?
Kraft.
Yeah.
That's
Probably
what I'm
Kraft,
thinking
yeah.
also.
Yeah, I don't want to play any Texans players today.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Like, they could give me a water boy spot, and I'd probably be like, nah, I'm all right. We good. We good over here. So you're all in on Aaron Jones?
I'm not all in, but I'm
Not
playing.
all
it.
in, but gotta do it. Yeah.
I mean, there
I
could
love
be.
Baker Mayfield.
Ooh.
No Godwin. You said
What
Rashad
about-
White was questionable?
What about that last question? Keenum, Levis, Bryce, or Baker?
I already said that one. That was-
Well, he added Baker. I'm
He added
still going to go
Baker.
Levis. Because they're healthy. There has to be something said about the Titans being somewhat healthy. Who is the rando McFella in the bottom right corner? Shh.
I don't
That
know,
is the James. That is the president of the James Ferguson fan club. That is majority stock owner of the Tennessee Titans. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
He was like the first person on Jake Ferguson from like week 1. Probably even before that.
I was on the Ferguson train like week 2.
Yeah, you were like Jake Ferguson. I traded Mark Andrews for Ferguson because of you.
I'd never even heard of Jake Ferguson until you started talking about him.
I spoke him into existence. I don't think he even existed. I was one of the best tight ends. I also spoke the Titans out of the playoffs. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. Man. He's been traveling to like Guam and stuff. So.
Scouting
Yeah.
the new kickers.
Yeah, I've been scouting. I was in Sweden scouting all those Carlson kickers.
Doing stuff for the Titans and shit.
Yeah, in the international scout, but it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. They're just gonna re-sign Henry.
Say they're out on Levis, believe it or not.
Don't let this trade. From what I
Anyway, yeah, I still go Levis over Baker today. Because if all he has is Mike Evans and Kate Otten, he didn't really use Evans last week.
That's true.
But then also Mike Evans against that secondary for Green Bay, I kind of like that.
Mike Evans is a pretty safe play every week, it seems like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For the most part, yeah.
He's like D-Hop, but I think even on steroids, because it's like the guy that Baker will target time and time again. I don't know if I like the Packers minus 3.5. This feels like a field goal game. Either way, so I think the Packers pull it out, but I'd probably take the Bucks to cover
I
that.
actually kind of like the Packers at 3.5 because I think that they're gonna do. If you thought the Packers secondary was shit, Tampa's is worse. So I could see Jordan Love moving the ball on him.
It was a bad week last week, so it feels like a bounce back game. So that's true.
Yes.
I mean,
Y'all heard it here. Zach said Jordan Love's the best quarterback in the world.
I heard it.
None of those words.
What I heard. What I heard.
None of y'all making me sick.
I feel like a shitty Packer fan because I talked down Love last week over Lamar, but it was like I don't know. I just had a weird feeling about that game.
Well, they're streaky, and you can't have that many good games. That's how Houston is.
Yeah.
Sometimes they got to get punched in the mouth to remember that you're still on the come up.
It's true.
Oh, Nate, I had to look at what you were talking about.
What?
He says, y'all excited for the NRL games in Vegas in February? That's my main sport. And my boys, the Broncos, are on one of the 4 teams. Before you say anything, it's rugby league, not or I don't know how you say it.
Well, we tried to understand that game, but we're not exactly sure because we have a team here in Houston.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
literally the attendance is like 8 people a game.
Mm-hmm.
We watched it together one time. I was like, I don't know what's going on.
In all fairness, our stadium for our rugby league is in the most fucked up location you could possibly be.
Yep.
You drive by and just see a flag. Wait, is that it? Hey.
Me and Nick drove past it one time, and I was like, "Is that the SaberCast logo?" He goes, "I guess that's their stadium." And I was like, "Huh, okay."
He's like, all right, bye, whatever. Dylan,
Oh. Go for it. Read it.
what up? Happy playoffs, y'all. Awful PPR, pick 2. Pollard at Buffalo, Reed at Tampa Bay, Cook versus Dallas, and then pick 1.
Pollard at Buffalo. Reed. Man, would it feel stupid to have Pollard and Cook playing each other in your lineup?
No.
I like Reed though.
Really?
I don't know if I like him more than Cook. I don't think it's stupid to play Cook and Pollard.
Well, I always felt like it was stupid because if one of them's going off, that means the other one don't have the ball, and as a running back, that means you're chewing clock.
Yeah, but it's looking more like a shootout, and they used Cook a lot in the passing game last week.
That's why I would take Cook over Pollard today, for sure, because only because of what he did last week. And
Right,
that's
the hot
more to
take.
say than what Pollard did. But also, I don't like Buffalo's defense worth of shit. So, yeah, I'm going Pollard and Cook.
Yeah, I have Pollard.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm going against Cook. So.
And then he said pick one, Waddle versus the Jets or Reed versus Tampa. Ooh.
I'd actually take Reed here just because I think the Jets are going to keep that more low scoring than people think. I think it's one defense who can kind of slow down the Dolphins. They may not take away everything, but they can take away Waddle.
They're,
Well, I think Achane's not going to be at his best today, if he even plays, because of his toe or whatever the fuck is going on. And then when the Jets played the Dolphins on Thanksgiving, that was a low scoring game. I think that was Thanksgiving. It was in that time frame. Yeah, I go Jade Reed over Tampa. Pick
They only-
one: Titans versus Houston, Saints versus Giants, or Ravens versus Jacksonville.
ooh.
Ravens and Jacksonville.
Mm. Really? I was liking the
I
Saints.
I was high on the Saints to start the season for their defense, but then I've come to the realization that they're average at best.
I think it's a step back game for that Giants offense, where they didn't turn it over at all last week. I think they're due for some turnovers. But you wouldn't do wrong with really all three of those.
No, you really wouldn't.
Hey, Raymond.
I get it. I mean, I get what you're saying from a outside interference. Like if the Giants just like digress, you can't really do shit about that because they're not that good anyway. But I just think the Ravens could generate pressure on Trevor Lawrence's bad leg. I know they can do that.
They've only allowed 19 touchdowns. And-
The Titans? I mean,
No,
the Ravens?
The Ravens. That's pretty. I think that's the least amount. Yeah, that's the least in the league. Even the Jets. The Jets have allowed 24. 49ers allowed 21. So
And then Dylan goes, oh, and pick one. Connor versus San Fran, Ford versus Chicago, Devin Singletary versus Tennessee, or CEH versus New England. Definitely not Singletary versus Tennessee. I'm not
Those
a
all
fan of
suck.
Connor
I go
versus.
for it, though.
Yeah, I would go CEH versus the
I
Patriots.
was gonna say I'm not tripping if you go CEH versus the Patriots.
Yeah, that's kind of where my pick would go.
Yeah, lock it in. I'm going CEH versus the Patriots.
Nate said Pollard would get 5 touchdowns against Buffalo just to screw me over.
Jesus,
Is that football or the Pollard from rugby?
Yeah.
they're not called touchdowns in rugby.
I'm not.
They're called fladoodles. I don't fucking know.
Well, you made it sound like you watched.
I was about to say, I thought he was about to drop some knowledge. Or
I know
some
you
shit.
said
I
that.
don't fucking know.
I know it's not touchdowns, but
I was like, I don't know what are they called?
Yeah.
They're probably just called scores.
That's too easy. That's too easy.
Nate, what are they called in rugby?
Home
Point.
run.
Not touchdowns. They're probably just called scores. I don't know.
All right, what game were we on?
Yeah.
We are on. We're moving on to New England versus Kansas City.
Kansas City's going to beat the dog shit out of that team today. Pat Mahomes is coming out mad.
yeah, I feel that. Zappy's actually been kind of cocky for what he is. I think it's a humbling game for him.
And Kansas City, yeah, this is going to be a slaughter today for New England.
Only 8.5
Sorry.
point favorites, the Chiefs. On the road. Seems low.
Oh, yeah, it does seem low. Is that a prop bet?
I think people think Belichick's is going to find a way to take out Kelsey, and then what do you have? Tony?
Hey, look, don't say that because I'm in playoffs in the league and I need Kelsey to do well.
No, he's gonna suck today.
Yeah, he's my keeper. But I'd be a little worried. But yeah, I agree with Zach. It's going to be a revenge game against the NFL for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Unless they're so pissed off that it like affects them negatively.
They made that same call last night against the Broncos.
Yeah.
The right guard had his helmet past the ball, and they called it.
They did on Thursday too. Thursday, a Raiders receiver lined up way offside. Or maybe it was a Charger one, and he didn't argue it. It's like, yeah,
It's because he didn't get a touchdown to win the game on it.
Yeah.
Makes a difference. But the Broncos had got a touchdown on theirs. Because that shit happened on like the 1.
Oh, was that the one where Javonte Williams ran it in and they called it back?
Somebody scored. I don't remember the score, but I remember the call.
I think it was him.
But the point is, like, they've been calling it all season on every team.
Yeah,
So the Chiefs
especially since they called it against the Chiefs, so Mahomes will shut the hell up.
I was gonna say I don't know if they've been calling it all season, but they're gonna do it for the rest of the season now.
I blame Travis Kelce
Why?
just because Taylor Swift.
I'm good with that. I'm always looking for a reason to blame shit on him too. So if you got anything good, just let me know.
That's why I blame him. Mahomes should have invited Tyreek Hill to his party also, but he didn't. So he only invited Travis Kelce. He was offsides. I don't blame. No, honestly, being real, Kansas City don't need to blame nobody but their receivers, because them dudes can't catch a damn ball to save their life.
And I think that's what the frustration was. I think Mahomes was frustrated at his receivers, but he's not going to chew them out on national TV, so he just took it on the rest.
Literally, as I said that, somebody tweeted out, people are overlooking how bad Patrick Mahomes has been this season. Lowest passer rating under pressure this season. It's literally Bryce Young with 37.5, Aiden O'Connell at 55.3, Gardner Minshew at 58.1, and Patrick Mahomes at 58.4.
But if you watch the Chiefs, which I unfortunately have to do every week here, it's really not his fault. And it sounds crazy, and I'm not like a Patrick Mahomes fan, but he puts the ball on these receivers' hands. They just don't come down. I mean, Valdez Scanlon did this shit for years in Green Bay. Tony did this shit. That's why the Giants got rid of him.
That's why Florida asked him to leave. They're like, just go to the NFL already. Get the hell out of here.
You should have told your guys, have you seen these dudes play fucking receiver? This is what you got me? It literally, fans had told MVS he was complaining about getting a dog sitter. They were like, dude, just stay the hell home. We don't even need you in London, bro. Like, I don't feel bad for him for shit. Your receivers legit suck, but that's your fault. You should have told your team, hey, man, we need to get some real.
Do you feel like they miss Bieniemy right now?
Yes.
Do you think Scantlin's dogs are disappointed in him?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Facts. I'm disappointed in his dogs for
The dogs are like, if you would have caught that damn ball, you know how many babysitters we could have had? How many doggy sitters?
Could have had doggy daycare.
For free.
Just hated you.
No, I just feel like maybe they missed Bieniemy because it felt like, I don't know the statistics on it, but it felt like with Bieniemy around, they ran more screenplays, and Pat was in the pocket a little longer. Like, that's my only criticism of Pat this year is like he leaves the pocket too early. He's trying to get to the outside to open up passing lanes, which I understand because his receivers suck. But
The old line hasn't been good. He's been under pressure a lot more this year.
They should have signed Buddy that they let go to Cincinnati. It's their problem.
Yeah.
Did y'all know Kadarius Toney the rapper apparently?
Oh
I
god.
hope his fucking music's better than his fucking catching abilities.
Probably not.
Been offside.
Yeah. His name's Young Joker.
There's a reason none of us knew that.
Yeah.
You said it, I was like, what? There goes. What Casey has to do is get into the playoffs and shit will click. Mahomes has never played a playoff game on an opponent's field. Crazy. Well, he is this year.
Yep. Depends on who that opponent is, though, on whether he's a favorite or not.
I agree, though. I don't think that would make much of a difference when you have Mahomes. Like, I'd still take the Chiefs on the road against whoever.
I wouldn't take, like, I would be really leery about, like, Pat going to Buffalo. I don't worry about that. But, like, Pat going to, like, Baltimore, I don't like that for him so much.
That'd be a fun one.
It would be a fun one.
That would make it happen in the script.
Pat going to Miami, I don't worry about that too much.
Yeah, I don't either. I take the Chiefs in that.
So you don't have New England having a chance at all?
To do what? Not win.
To do
The Dolphins can't play all these shitty teams that they're beating up on in the playoffs.
Oh gosh, the games get worse. Falcons, Panthers.
Ooh,
My phone won't even load the game up, so it's
over under is 32.5. Just don't play anyone on either team.
Well, I gotta play Drake London today.
Oh,
Ew, I'm sorry.
No, me too.
you
Hang
have
on,
to.
let me-
Is Wicks available?
He's questionable though.
Still.
But I ain't gonna lie, Drake London last week I think did pretty good for me. Let me see. I got London at flex. I could go Noah Brown.
Nah, I probably played Drake London.
Would you go Kareem Hunt?
Nah, I'd probably go Drake London.
Kareem
Okay,
Hunt.
this is actually the only person that I would consider subbing him out for is Parker Washington from Jacksonville because he got 2 touchdowns 2 games in a row. He's replacing Christian Kirk.
Yeah, but you put Baltimore's defense up there. So.
That's my point.
I don't want to go against Baltimore's defense, so I'll probably play Drake London. Panthers suck. Bryce is gonna throw like 3 interceptions at some point.
See, I'm half-ass tempted to leave Jarek McKinnon in there at running back because they play New England
They
and
suck.
leave and take Aaron and not put Aaron Jones in my line. Would you play Aaron Jones or Chuba
No.
Probably Chuba.
Chuba.
Chuba Hubbard all the way.
against Atlanta?
I don't
Mhm.
like Packers, so this
Oh, we
year I
know.
don't. Yeah, this year I don't like Packers.
As James wears a Packers shirt.
Oh, yeah.
But he deserves that. He's been a fan. I got stuck with Aaron Jones and Christian Watson. I deserve some compensation.
Yeah, it's been a tough year for Evan Jones.
DJ Moore, ankle, expected to play today at Browns. Sweet.
Not as high on him this week.
Dylan goes, great input. Only difference in opinion was Ford as the running back, and I do got Ravens D right now, but that Titans D feels sneaky at home against Houston with no Stroud, Collins, or Dale.
I look at it if you have a defense debate, you play that defense against like an average offense, like the most middle of the pack offense.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at all your defenses. Like, would you play the Saints defense? Like, what's the most average offense you can think of? Like the Commanders, or I mean, they're probably a little above average. But anyway, yeah. Like, would you play that defense against a normal offense? And if the answer is no, you're only playing them because Houston doesn't have any starters. Then I think that's riskier. Where like the Saints, I'd play against more offenses than average because they're a decent defense. But the Titans' defense has been pretty bad for most of this year, and I know that as an investor. And just playing them because Houston has injuries is a little risky. I'm not saying they're going to do bad. Like I still, like I said, I think all 3 of your Ds are good plays. But I would keep that in mind that this defense hasn't stopped shit, and I know they're playing backups, but they're still professional players.
That's why I've been on the Giants defense for like a majority of the season. Wink Martindale went over there from Baltimore, and he was trying to do what he did with Baltimore, realizing he didn't have the talent, and most of those players in New York are retarded. So then he was like, all right, well, then let's revert back to what we're good at, and that's being aggressive and athletic. So he's just blitzing the shit out of everybody. And ever since then, I feel like they've been a top 5 defense.
That's actually not a terrible play too against the Saints. So.
I've been playing the Giants and the Jets all season in Nick's league.
The Giants are great because Chris Olave is out, I believe. So.
One day, me and Calvin had an argument about the Giants defense, and he told me, I forgot what bullshit he was spewing, and they ended up giving me 26 points that week. So, like, I don't care what his statistics say.
What? By statistics. No, just kidding.
He's just
Target
anti-
shares matter.
Toast.
Fuck statistics.
The Dixon way, like button smash like an old fans model. Keep up the good content. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you,
Jeez.
sir.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, this Panthers Falcons game is so bad it doesn't even load on my freaking phone. So
Google's like, who is this?
If you're in one of the two states that's showing that game, then you should move.
you should invest in Red Zone today.
When Nick told me the other day that the Falcons are considering not firing Archer Smith, I was like, that team is gonna be a fucking. They're wasting.
What are the
young
headlines
talent.
they're considering not firing him.
That's what I
Not
read.
What a joke!
They want to give him another year to marinate. They
That's
feel that
good.
him and Bijan are really turning stuff around.
I
Well,
feel bad for Atlanta though. Atlanta's been in like quarterback purgatory for a while because they're never bad enough to get an elite quarterback in the draft. They're kind of like when we talk NBA, when we talk about teams like the Pacers and these teams that and the Blazers for a while, they're not bad enough to get a good pick, but they're not good enough to contend. And the Falcons have all these skill players and all this talent that they almost need to bottom out here just to get a quarterback. But and then I win the division, so I don't know.
it's just really hard to bottom out when you do stupid shit like play good on defense for half the season. Like their defense for the first half wasn't bad. It's kind of regressing a little bit, but then now their offense isn't bad. It's like you just have to go get it from somewhere. A quarterback, because I don't think that you need a Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen kind of quarterback on that team. You just need somebody who's not, well, retarded.
Yeah.
So they said the sense is that they're getting around the league is that Arthur Smith is safe in Atlanta, barring a late season collapse. What the hell that?
Oh man.
I mean, how long do you have to see it? Like you said, their owner is senile. Like this bullshit system didn't work in Tennessee for Arthur, and he's coming over there using even better talent and wasting it. You can't do that.
We saw it with the Chargers. I thought they should have fired Staley after last season. I thought they should have fired him during last season, but they kept him because they squeaked into the playoffs. But they charged that game and blew it. And now it took this embarrassing Thursday game for them to finally fire Staley. So I don't know why.
Dixon, there is a video we did pre-season, I want to say, where I said Grady Jarrett was the most undervalued defensive player in the league. That fat fuck is good. Like he can play nose tackle like it ain't nobody's business. I agree, and I was surprised Jesse Bates helped y'all that much.
But you can still win the division. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, that's what you said. This is like it's just like representation of what you said is like you're too good to lose, but you're not good enough to win.
The whole NFC South is kind of stuck in that position because they're all the Saints have to commit to Carr, the Panthers are stuck with Bryce. Basically, and Tampa is the only one but they're not bad enough to get a good quarterback either. So they're all kind of stuck with what they've got. So it might be the
I
same
actually think Tampa's in the worst position because like I don't know how you feasibly move forward and get more talent in there because a lot of what you have is old.
and some of it's expensive. Old.
Yes, Levante David.
Arthur Smith did say though, the Falcons are one of just 3 teams in the NFL to have at least 5 games with over 400 total yards on offense. Atlanta's 3-2 in these 5 games. It all started by Desmond Ridder, even though they haven't scored more than 25 points.
Play him then. Keep Ritter as your quarterback. If you're willing to die on that sword, do it.
Is that like his long lost son or something? Because
I mean, he stuck up for Tannehill in Tennessee too.
Oh,
I think he
true.
just doesn't recognize. From what I understand, I don't know who Arthur Smith's dad is, but supposedly his family is rich as fuck.
so he just played Madden.
That's what I think.
We drafted a fucking Kyle Pitts over Micah Parsons or Justin Fields.
Yeah, the Falcons are obsessed with these skilled guys in the top 10, like Drake London, Kyle Pitts. And then, as much as I like Bijan, I didn't like him with what you drafted the last few years. I said that during the draft. Like, you guys need.
Arthur Smith's dad's the owner of FedEx.
No, he is like his dad is rich. Like I remember somebody made a comment that said the Atlanta was too scared to fucking buy the Falcons were too scared to fire Arthur Smith because his dad would just buy the team.
It's probably true.
Yeah, they're gonna be stuck with him for like 2 more years
Buys the team, resigns them,
until he gets bored.
makes them the coach and the GM.
Like, hey, bro, you want to try out like hockey or something? You can buy one of the NHL teams.
Move the Thrashers back.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm glad I'm not an Atlanta fan. What were we on? Giants and Saints.
Nah, we were on.
Oh,
Oh, I guess we
Panthers
were.
Falcons is what got us down this dark.
Arthur Smith fucking
Arthur Smith.
roast. Yeah, I'm playing Drake London.
Probably should have put Drake London in, but I didn't.
I would probably play Bijan.
Dixon
If
says, "Oh my."
you-
I say the Arthur Smith is playing Madden on rookie mode. Nate says, "How about them T Wolves?"
He's playing real life Madden with people's career.
Drake is a dog.
He's talented. A dog, I'm not sure about it. He just
That one-
I would like to see him with a good quarterback.
A real quarterback.
But then you look at like scenarios this year from like New Orleans, I would be really hesitant to bring a quarterback in.
They're gonna go get Ryan Tannehill.
I wouldn't doubt that.
They're gonna keep Arthur Smith. He's like, I know a guy. He'll come. It's writing itself. Ryan
It
Tannehill.
kind of is.
I know, guys, led me to the playoffs before.
He knows how to play with a dominant running back. He's okay with giving the ball away. Oh yeah,
Too perfect.
Ryan Tannehill to Atlanta. Good luck, Dixon.
Oh my god.
Make it happen.
Arthur gets his guy again. We're gonna hear about
My
how
stock will go up in the
he's
Titans.
like he was a top 5. He was a top 5 quarterback when I was there.
Oh my god.
We were leading in the AFC. Had nothing to do with Derrick Henry, but
It didn't matter. He threw 4 picks in the playoffs. That wasn't his fault.
Please God, no.
It just makes
He's an Aggie too. Gig him.
you see, it just makes sense. Oh god,
Hate the Aggies.
No.
they lost yesterday in basketball. It was
Good.
good. All right, so we're playing Giants defense.
I am.
You have no faith in
Okay,
Derek
both these D's.
No faith in who?
Derek Carr.
I don't. I
think they're
did at one point. Okay, that's an owner that's not senile. He's letting fucking Dennis Allen bury that team so he could fire his dumb ass. I think they're about to clean house over there in New Orleans.
They need a new era. They're like holding on to these guys from the Drew Brees era.
Who is better, Ritter or Danny Dimes? I like Danny Dimes. Danny, like he's like
Overall.
Kirk Cousins to me. Like, yeah, you're kind of a pussy, a bitch, but like you do have balls. Like you're a competitor. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll go get it done. He had a good year last year,
I do like his running ability.
and he's an average passer though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's good. It's to me that's good enough if your system works.
Killed Nick.
I didn't expect him to say that.
I didn't know what word to use how to describe him because like you look at him and it's like if I smack you, I know you won't do nothing back. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't think that was the one. I was gonna be like, "Oh, he's soft." Or something. He was like, hey.
But he's a competitor through and through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I respect that.
No, I'd rather. Yeah, there's a lot of people I'd rather pick over Ritter. So. I don't even know why he's starting a game again, but whatever. All right, Davis Mills or Ritter?
That's not even the best question. Ritter or Heineke?
Heineke.
I would choose Heineke. I was on that train for a while, but he sucks too, which makes me believe it's the system.
That train fell off the rails.
Yup.
But you're still on it. You're like, you know what? They could get back.
Ooh, Mac
Nah,
Jones
they just
or
need
Ritter?
somebody to write the shit in Atlanta. Like,
Mac
go
Jones.
get Tyler Huntley from Baltimore.
They're gonna go get they're gonna get Ryan Tannehill and then get Mac Jones and
No, make Teddy Bridgewater not retire.
get him out of retirement. Like, come
You're
on,
like the
bro.
two slowest white quarterbacks in the league on one team. Like, get these motherfuckers out of here.
They should call Tom Brady just so news outlets they call Tom.
What about Baker on that team?
He would fit them, but
He kind of would.
I mean, it can't be worse than Ritter.
I think he'd be
Hey,
an
Rick-
upgrade.
If you
Because Baker
really want
plays
to,
with so much fucking confidence, it doesn't make any sense. He still thinks he's like Oklahoma Baker Mayfield or progressive commercial Baker Mayfield. He still believes it. He's in a bubble, a Baker bubble.
I don't hate it. Oh, he said fuck Baker Mayfield.
Like, he played-
I don't.
I mean, there could be worse. You can go get
I think he meant like fuck Baker Mayfield. Yeah.
No, he didn't.
I didn't read it like that. Damn,
I'll trade you
the backup for New Orleans, the black dude,
Winston.
Winston.
yeah, Jameis Winston. That would, I mean, I would score a shit ton of points.
Winston should just do an NFC South tour. I just played for all four
That
teams.
would be cool.
Just lose the rest of the season so we can get Jaden Daniel.
From LSU. I just think y'all's team is set up to win right now. I wouldn't wait on a rookie quarterback.
And he's not a skill player, so you're gonna get a skill player.
Yeah, you guys have to get a receiver. Or you guys are going to trade up to get Marvin Harrison Jr.
More weapons for Ryan Tannehill.
If
I-
you were, would you go after, if the price is fair, like if you're an Atlanta fan, like Jake Browning from Cleveland? I mean, Cincinnati?
Yeah, he's
I mean, the dude's a competitor.
actually looked okay. Like yesterday, he was.
That's what
making-
I'm saying. Like, he looks competent.
I was gonna say y'all should just go get Trey Lance.
Ugh.
Nate and me said we're about to say it at the same time.
Brownie, I like Brownie. Oh, I thought he said yes to Trey Lance. I was like, what? Nah.
Falcon quarterback matchmaker.
I mean, there's a lot of people I'd rather have over Ritter.
How retired is Cam Newton?
Well, see, here's the thing, though, is I don't think you could put Kyle Pitts and Drake London on one side of the field for him to throw the ball 10 times that way, because he only uses half the field. They'd shoot him if he went to Atlanta, I think, because he don't shut up.
Oh yeah,
No, yeah, you don't shut up at all.
Cam. Ooh,
That's just because you have Ritter right now. I as a Texans fans, I lived through that era of terrible quarterbacks, and you're like, I'll take anything at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets better unless Arthur Smith's still there. Then it probably doesn't. But you got some time. Speaking of trash, though, New Orleans, Chris Olave is probably not playing.
Really?
Yeah,
Rashid
probably
Shaheed.
not.
Let me get him out of my league, out of my lineup.
Shaheed.
So looks like people need to. Oh, Nick goes Raheem Mostert, Rashee Rice, or Mike Evans at the flex. Mostert's playing Jets. Rice is playing Patriots.
I like Mostert because,
Yeah.
well, he also had 2 touchdowns against the Jets the last time they played. He had a really good game. I think he had like 98 yards and 2 touchdowns in the second half. He didn't do shit the first half, but I'm on Mostert. I think KC beats the crap out of the Patriots so bad they spread the ball around, so Rasheed's not needed as much. Evans might be a good play also. So it'd be Mostert or Evans. I'm going Mostert.
Yeah, it's hard to pick against Mostert this year, even against the Jets. But yeah,
Yeah.
Evans would be my two.
Who the hell are your running backs if you could play Mostert at flex?
Yeah, for real.
Gee, lucky. Cam from the A, but Arthur Blank doesn't like Cam. Check out Cam interview about Arthur Blank, his neighbor, and never spoke to him. I mean, Arthur Smith, so I wouldn't talk to him either.
I'd rather talk to Arthur Smith than Cam, to be honest with you.
Nick goes, I got Brees and Barkley.
Okay. Okay.
I ain't mad at that. Tyson.
Ugh. Tyson Badgett, Stetson Bennett, or Ritter. I'm going Badgett.
Jesus.
Desmond Ritt. No, just kidding.
I don't really see a real pro level quarterback in Stetson Bennett, to be honest with
That's
you.
what the Falcons should get, the hometown guy. Get the Georgia guy.
They would sell some jerseys.
Mhm.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, this is a rare one where Ritter is the best option.
Yeah. I was about to say, you might just want to stick with Ritter.
Yeah, those were your options. But you got Ryan Tannehill, so you're fine. Ryan
Newton.
Tannehill, Mac Jones.
Okay, not to get off topic too bad. So since Olave's not playing, should I put Drake London in his spot and then move Aaron Jones into the flex where London was? That's what I think I'm gonna do.
Yeah, do it.
Do that.
Or play no. So would you rather play Noah Brown or AJ or Aaron Jones?
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Probably Aaron Jones. I wouldn't feel happy about either, honestly.
I have more faith in Aaron Jones doing something for himself than Case Keenum getting a ball to Noah Brown.
That's true.
I'm not saying my Texans can't win this game, but I also don't think that Case Keenum's just gonna go out there and light some shit up. Drake,
Man,
the
I
Panthers-
respect y'all's call, but fuck that. I'm playing Noah Brown. I can't do this Aaron Jones thing again.
He's gonna get 2 touchdowns. With him.
I can't do it, man. Last time I played Aaron Jones in this scenario, he ran the ball like 5 times.
All right, just wait.
Yeah, but AJ Dillon's not playing today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, I mean, by that same logic, Noah Brown's the best receiver on the team today.
Yeah, but his quarterback is Case Keenum, and if he gets hurt, then Davis Mills is coming in. And we saw 5 plays of that. That shit was atrocious. It was like me throwing a football out there.
I'm literally about to put my fantasy team on the line with a coin flip.
Drake against the Panthers is the play, not being the starting quarterback and not being in the top 32. Jesus. That's the only wide receiver that Ritter sees. It sadly is. He's only-
Heads Aaron Jones, tails Noah Brown. Tails it is.
Hmm. I don't know.
That's a predicament right there, man. God damn. Noah Brown or Aaron Jones?
Everybody in the SLG league for me is hurt, bro.
I know. Everybody in everybody's leagues is hurt now. I put Moss in yesterday and he got hurt in the game. Luckily, he scored when it happened.
All right. We're still good in next league, but that one over there, it don't look so good.
You
I'm
playing-
only in one league, so that's fine.
On an SLG league, I should have played fucking golf last night, but I was done with golf.
I played him in next league. Because Aaron Rodgers didn't come back.
He'll be back next week.
It didn't help that Eckler only gave me 6 points.
Saints are minus 5.5. I don't know. I don't know if I trust the Saints to beat anyone by a touchdown.
I don't. what do they call him? Empty calories, Derek Carr. Nope.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that earlier.
So if Gino doesn't play and Drew Lock does, do I not start DK?
I'm starting DK.
Yeah, he hit DK last week against the Niners. So.
Dude, I'm telling you, Philly's secondary is not that great as it is, and you're missing your best player. I'm starting DK.
Yeah.
Because at the very least, all you have to do is just throw that bitch and hope DK could go get it. That's
Right.
that's like taking a swing at it, but it's an easy pitch, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Philly's defense.
So Dixon, I agree, bro. I have to trust Ritter, but I'm out of players.
Derek broken.
Oh man.
You're stressing me out. I'm gonna start smoking cigarettes early.
All right, we'll move on to Jets Dolphins, last 12 o'clock game.
I think it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, Dolphins -8. It's too much.
Is Achane playing today?
He's questionable. He has a toe injury or something.
Yeah, Mostert's
+8.
questionable with a knee.
Mostert's gonna play. Achane, I'm not so sure about, but I wish they would tell me so I know to take him out of my lineup.
The Black
They
Friday
still-
rematch.
Yeah. They said they're gonna let Tyreek Hill decide if he wants to play or not.
Ankle.
If he don't play, I'm screwed because I have no backups. So
That's a good secondary for the Jets. Also, you seen what they did to Houston last week.
yeah, but I'm screwed if I don't have him because Christian Kirk died. And,
You know what? Give me a parlay. Jets +8, Giants +5.5. They both go.
The-
Half
No
PPR
Tyreek.
6-point touchdown league. Achan if he plays, Ridley or Zay Flowers. Mimsy.
Ooh. I'm gonna go Zay Flowers
I was
against
gonna-
Jacksonville's defense.
I was gonna say I think I'm leaning towards Zay Flowers.
He's due for a game. I mean, he's kind of been average all year.
Pick the Falcons defense guys versus Bryce Young.
I'm going up against the Falcons, so I hope all of my good luck goes on Bryce Young, bro. Have the best game of your career, bro. You deserve it, young king. You and Adam Thielen need to do this for Hayden Hurst because he's on IR.
It doesn't matter, Bryce. You got this.
Good night,
Yeah.
sweet prince.
Good night, sweet bro. I printed a picture out. I was like, I put it up on the thing. I was like, you were the number one pick.
For a
Height- the
reason.
mindset, too. You can just
Or-
believe he's taller.
I had to pick up Drake London right now. It's disgusting.
No, you're gonna like it.
Well, I'm not gonna. If Tyreek Hill don't play, I have to play him because I'm not playing freaking. I don't even know if Wicks is playing. And Nico Collins is hurt. Christian Kirk is dead, and then Pittman got a concussion. So
He got killed yesterday.
yes, I know. I was like, awesome. So now I'm down another receiver if I freaking.
In all fairness, though, that was not a dirty hit in my opinion. That's Baker's fault.
Or
Not Baker. Minshew, same thing.
But
Same
Baker.
little white guy.
Yeah.
Same guy.
I mean,
Uh,
it's pretty much the same. Yeah.
It's his fault for throwing that ball like that.
All right, from Ian Rapoport. We're expecting Tyreek Hill pregame workout testing his injured ankle within the next hours to determine if he plays. I've heard early optimism from one source.
They have the number 1 seed, right? Or Baltimore.
Baltimore has it.
I think Baltimore does because
I think Tyreek's gonna play. I don't think he's gonna let them get out of contention for that number 1 seed. I think
It
it means
takes that-
more to that team than anybody.
It takes that fool so much to not play a football game to begin with. I think he's gonna play.
I mean he came back last game.
Yeah.
So Chris Olave, there is doubt that the standout wide receiver plays today. So we'll get
Yep.
more and more after his pregame. A lot of
Well,
injuries. If you
I
win
already
this
took him
week,
out.
you deserve it.
Kudos, congratulations to whoever played Laporta, because you might have had the player of the week.
I did.
I needed that.
I was gonna say from this Saturday game, there were some standouts, and that was definitely one of them. Where you're looking pretty if you had Laporta or Goff or
Gibbs.
Gibbs. Yeah, man.
Oh, I can tell you from this point moving forward, the whole narrative of Gibbs behind Montgomery's gone. Like, if that ball ain't borderline touching the end zone, I think Gibbs he's gonna get the snap. He just looked too good last night. The offense moved better with him.
So fast.
Yep. One of the announcers last night had a really good comparison. They were like, because he's had a bad season, people don't realize how good Gibbs is. But he's like Chris Johnson when he was with Tennessee. CJ2K. He's that kind of player. And I was like,
Well, they had Lendell White too when they had Chris Johnson, and that was kind of a
Thunder and Lightning.
short yardage guy, and then you had Chris Johnson.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
Oh man. Y'all playing Zach Wilson today?
No.
I'd play him over. I would actually play him over like Ritter, Bryce Young.
I was gonna say, would you play him over Ritter?
I wouldn't. I am a fan of. Well, see, he shredded Houston, but that don't mean shit to me because we were just having a bad day. I like the secondary for the Dolphins. I really do.
I like how there's this movement now that people are being too mean to Zach Wilson. Like it's
Oh
going.
yeah, that's funny.
I'm like, I mean, he's been ass his whole career. There's a reason why people are hard on him. And he has one good game, and they're like, "See, you guys should have been nicer to him."
Yeah, no,
Oh.
they're tripping.
Bullying needs to be had sometimes.
That's why you didn't hear too much about like mainstream media talk about too much about the field conditions and the rain and all that. It's like, all right, bro. Like Houston wasn't prepared for that. Not to make an excuse, but it did affect us. He shredded us. Do
That
it again.
turf was fucked too.
The trap game for sure.
That's why I'm breaking in my new cleats. We will now use that as an excuse again.
Should put me in, coach.
Devontae Parker expected to play. Juju not expected to play.
Oh,
Oh, man.
I don't
Juju
think
got
so.
sand in his vagina.
Yup.
All right, moving on. 3 o'clock. 49ers, Cardinals, bloodbath.
Probably.
12.5-point favorites
Game sucked.
12?
and a half.
Yeah.
It's a weird number. You don't see that a lot.
I wouldn't take that bet because we talked about the last week when they had the Dolphins. What was it? Minus 13.5 against Tennessee. And we are like, oh, they'll cover that shit.
Yeah, I like that one.
That game, yeah, fuck that. This is the same scenario. I'm not doing that.
Right, because you could see it being like 31-20. Like it's
Yes.
a boring whatever win, but that covers. Yeah, I take the Cardinals if I was betting this, which is scary, but I wouldn't bet this. But if I had to, I wouldn't watch this either, unless I had to.
I would play all the 49ers players I have,
All the skill guys. Yeah.
all the skill guys, even definitely Purdy, Ayuk, Debo, CMC, Kittle, Jennings.
Yeah.
Defense.
I'm trying to think of who I would play on Arizona. Probably just Trey McBride, to be honest.
Would you play Kyler?
Yeah, I would play Kyler. We've talked about too much bad quarterback play to link him in that.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
wouldn't play Connor though.
No, me neither.
I was about to say, a lot of people are playing Connor today, and I think
I would only play Connor if I was down bad.
Yeah. I was down bad, and I was about to drop him in that other bullshit league we had. I was like, nah.
I remember.
I was like, you suck, bro. I'll pick up Chuba Hubbard or some shit. I didn't pick him up either.
What do you guys think about the Brock MVP hype? Because to me, it doesn't make sense when McCaffrey's the most valuable guy to that team.
I don't put him up there when there's better quarterback player.
Yeah, it's just like recency bias when you hear those conversations on TV. You know what I mean? Because I think like you could look at stretches of this season and whatever like stats that you're gonna base Purdy's argument on are probably not as good as something that you could put up for like a Dak or
Yeah, you said that
CJ.
last week. You said you had hate to admit that Dak's more of an MVP than Brock, and I kind
Yeah.
of agree.
I do, and I just feel like his numbers aren't overwhelming over some of the other players who are in contention for it. And then also, if you look at the meaning of the word most valuable player, I think there's 15 other people who could step in his position. That team would be even better.
They're rolling with what they got, but if like being realistic, yeah, you took Dak out of Dallas, they probably suck right now even more.
But
Jalen
like
Hurts.
they're not doing great. But it's like I think I would give my vote to Pat Mahomes over Purdy right now because he is valuable. If Pat got hurt right now, that team wouldn't win another game this season. Straight up.
That's true.
That team sucks. Yeah,
Yeah, even
He's
Sam
got
Darnold, I think, wins a game or two with the Niners.
he's got a fucking dumpster fire of a wide receiver core right now, and they're still winning games like
they were
crazy.
supposed to be better than the Texans receiver corps,
Yeah, I remember. We had the worst receiver core in football at the beginning. I remember.
and we laughed, and people made fun of us because they were like, "Rasheed Rice is gonna be the greatest receiver
Sky
ever.
Moore.
MVS and Sky Moore are gonna take the next step up." No, yeah, they did take the next step, but it wasn't upwards; it was downwards. You idiot.
It's true.
Dak,
Yeah.
Jalen, or CMC for MVP. Ooh.
Will Levis.
They're never giving it to a running back again, which is sad. I think CMC's worthy. And Tyreek
I
Hill.
think CMC might be who I would give it to on that list, but that's just because I'm an outspoken Cowboy hater. But I do not feel in my heart that Jalen Hurts deserves the MVP this year.
No. If the season ended today, I think it's Dak.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it should be CMC over Dak, only because you take CMC off that 49ers team, they're mediocre at best.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I would kind of take Jalen off of that list, and you have to incorporate Tyreek,
Hmm.
and to an extent, you have to mention what AJ Brown did for a long time.
Purdy is the truth, in my opinion. Not the MVP, but was a legit. Stroud is the most deserving in the full build team. Done. He's a rookie, and the only reason Stroud won't be MVP.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's a bad player. I'm saying he's not an MVP.
Like, I just feel there's more deserve. Like, as a quarterback, I'd give it to Dak. As a running
Yes.
back, as a whole, I'd probably give it to CMC. Tyreek has pretty much carried that fucking Dolphins team. So. Like, all three of those guys, like Dak, CMC, Tyreek, have carried their teams pretty much this season.
Yeah.
Everybody thought Pollard was going to show up. No, he's found a way to use Jake Ferguson, found a way to use Brandon Cooks, found a way to use CD Lamb. CMC's like, get out the damn way. I got this. Tyreek Hill's like, Waddle's hurt. I'm just going to put up freaking 100 and something yards. Like, Jalen in like what? Like week 5, 6, I was like, yeah, he's good. But now it's kind of fallen off. And
Yeah, that offense isn't moving smoothly as it did last year. I don't like their offensive coordinator, which sucks to say because he's from around here. Um, yeah, I just don't like Jalen MVP. Fuck, Dak MVP, it makes my stomach hurt.
well, they still got a few more games. He might lose.
Yeah, but to James's point, it's like, who do you feasibly see going to take that from him? Even if he goes 2-2 the rest of the year, like they're hard pressed to give that to a running back. What has it been like 13 years since?
Yeah, but if Dak ends the season the way that we know Dak ends seasons,
Then who gets it? Like Tyreek literally has to get to like 1,800 yards to get it.
I think more. Like he did.
He would probably have to get 2,000.
He's not getting 2,000. I don't think he can get to 1,800 with that hurt ankle. But like for instance, like Adrian Peterson got the MVP only because he ran for 2,000. You know what I mean? That's the last running back to do it. Calvin Johnson didn't even get the MVP, I don't think, for that monster year he had. Michael Thomas didn't get it for that monster year he had. So it's going to be a quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah, them right receivers don't get no love.
Because when a receiver does well, it's like, oh, so it was just a quarterback.
You know what? It's gonna happen. Dak's gonna get it, even if he lost all 4 games through 20 picks. They're gonna give it to him because he's the Cowboys.
That's why I'm thinking like he's going to get it, or Pat Mahomes is the only person that you could probably hear. Pat, you earned this. You know what I'm saying? Unless for some strange reason people start like a narrative and jump on the Tua train.
Yeah.
What about Lamar? His team's doing good.
I just don't
Yeah,
think-
but his numbers are mid, bro. Like,
and he has an MVP, so like I feel like that factors into it, where he'd have to do something out of this world to get another one this soon, and he hasn't.
Let's see.
if Josh beats him well today, you might change your mind. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to think Josh Allen's an MVP.
No, it just shows me that what we thought the Cowboys really were.
Yes. Sean Alexander. People forget how good that dude was.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Commanders Rams.
Actually, this might be one of them days where like this game helps fantasy teams.
I agree. The over/under is 49, so predicting a shootout.
Yeah, I could see a lot of yards and first downs getting picked up in this game. Probably not running the ball on the Rams side, but I could see the receivers eating today on both teams.
Rams minus 6.5 seems like a lot. I'd tease them
Rams.
to win, but like,
Is Brian Robinson hurt or is he playing?
He's out.
He's out. Yeah.
Rams minus 6.5, so basically Rams by a touchdown.
I feel weird. I like all these covers today. I just don't think they're gonna blow them out.
Okay, I don't disagree with that, Nate. If the Bills win 4 straight and pass Miami for the division, Josh would become the epitome of an MVP. It's all on him. Yeah, I agree.
Miami's not losing for us, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see that happening. And then it kind of makes the totality of a season not mean as much. You know what I mean? Because he's been pretty good all year. Dak been pretty good all year.
To be fair, though, the Dolphins' schedule is pretty brutal. After the Jets, it's Cowboys, Ravens, Bills.
Kieran Williams, top 5 running. Yeah, that's true. I'm just not a big fan of that dude.
Projected to get a shit ton this league. I like him. I like Puka as well.
Cooper. Tutu's out. I know that.
Playing Stafford, not crazy about it.
I like Sam Howell because he just throws the ball.
Yeah. Especially without Robinson. Yeah.
Let's go somehow.
Ooh.
Josh Allen equals Brett Favre 2.0. You wish.
Maybe in the Vikings.
I don't know. There could be some credence to that. I mean, it was a different era. But, I mean, I get...
No. He's the closest we've got to him.
Yes.
It
Which
wasn't-
that's not saying, like, we're not chasing down the new Michael Jordan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Favre threw a shit ton of picks. I don't think that's what you want to emulate, but Allen's trying.
I mean, they do both put themselves in harm's way. So, I mean, I guess that's also a comparison.
For any Jamar Chase owners, he suffered an AC joint sprain last night.
Ooh.
An update will be made.
The bad habits of Favre. Fair enough.
I actually like Josh Allen. I just don't know how he's regressed. He was on the up, and now it feels like he's either leveling out or regressing.
Because their window closed on that team. I feel like their window was open when they got Stephon Diggs. That was your window, and they didn't make the most of it.
But they got Von Miller, bro.
That's fine. I mean, you gave them a shit ton of money too, so which means like your window closed and now you don't have nothing to open it with.
But
Yeah,
they
the
signed
two.
Ed Oliver.
Hey, Ed Oliver played a hell of a game last week against Kansas City. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, dude, I ain't seen this from you since you were at UH.
Dude. Gabe Davis, bro.
What the fuck? He cost me. Finally, I was like, you know what?
He
They-
went Canadian on them. What the fuck? Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, what the fuck, Gabe Davis? We all talked about him eating against the Chiefs. I was like, you know what? He's gonna eat. 0
It
points.
was, but we weren't. Don't be hard on yourself. You were still kind of right about that because everything that James Cook did in the passing game was what I expected Gabe Davis to do. They just kind of, I just felt like Buffalo knew it's like, oh, they expect Gabe Davis to just run up the seam, so let's not do it. But we're gonna do it with somebody else, and it worked.
I agree. I actually didn't regret it as much as I should have. Like, you know what? In hindsight, I still like it.
I don't like Gabe Davis. He's on my Justin Herbert list.
I was watching something the other day, and somebody was a Buffalo Bills fan, but he was a strong advocate of the fact that Buffalo should trade Stephon Diggs.
I'm fine with that.
It's not my team, so I don't care. But I could, like, after Houston got rid of Brandon Cooks, it felt like we lost 20 pounds because you don't have to appease that player anymore. And I'm wondering if that would help that team also, where you can just go play football.
It might.
Addition by subtraction.
You see certain teams where like the receivers just always jawing at the damn quarterback. AJ Brown with Philly, Stephon Diggs with Buffalo. It's like, bro, every week.
Yeah.
See, that's why I get mad when AJ Brown does it because I know how talented you are, but also I know what you were in Tennessee when you were kind of by yourself. And it's like, dude, you can't get mad that Devonta Smith is over there eating. Like, in theory, like, he's better than you, kind of. You know what I mean?
You should be happier winning the game, man.
Exactly.
You could be back in Tennessee thinking that they're Super Bowl contenders the way DeAndre Hopkins said.
I mean, they are. They lace them up. They're contenders.
Well, I have a friend that said the Will Levis era has started, so Super Bowl contention's about to go up.
Hey,
He said trade Diggs for Kyle Pitts. This is like
Favre.
what Josh Favre needs. Oh, I mean Brett Allen.
Brett Allen sounds like a plumber or like a local politician.
I get what you're saying, Nate, about the Diggs trade, but that's that's kind of like you don't know for sure y'all would have taken Justin Jefferson.
And I mean,
So,
Diggs, you needed a big name to go with Josh Allen. So
That was a win-win. That was a rare win-win trade where that first year or two with Diggs was something special, and then the Vikings got their guy. I don't think they should regret that trade because, yeah, to Zach's point, that was the window. That was your year to make the Super Bowl. You went all in, and you came up just short because you.
people fail to realize, and this is for me being a lifelong football fan, playing football, being around football. Every quarterback is not good for every aspect of the team. For instance, Josh Allen doesn't do well with running backs. Like, no running back is ever going to succeed behind him. It's the same way in Houston when we had Deshaun Watson. We had uber talented running backs who did good without him. When he steps on the field, it just doesn't work out. So, like, you have to figure out an aspect to the Buffalo's running game to help you. And then at that point, then you worry about your receivers because Josh Allen's good enough to get the ball to anybody.
True.
That's how I feel about that team. But, like, to fire your offensive coordinator in the middle of a season for a bad performance that the team had, which really was the worst performance Josh Allen had all year against Denver, that's the problem with Buffalo, is like y'all getting to the point where you don't want to look at your own mistakes. You know what I mean? I don't know how this turned into a Bills roast, but whatever.
Well, it works out because the Bills and Dallas are the next team. Moderate rain in Buffalo. Um, I'm gonna call it. Dak throws 2 picks today.
Ooh, 2?
Right.
Yeah.
Bills -2, and this is tough because both teams are coming off huge wins last week. But for the Bills, like no one was talking about the Bills being back or anything. Everyone was talking about Mahomes freak out in the call. I could see some disrespect there, them feeling disrespected. And the Cowboys are coming off beating the shit out of their rival. So it might be a come down game in Buffalo, outdoors. I kind of like the Bills -2. They need it more than Dallas needs it. I mean, I know Dallas is playing for seeding.
For
Those
sure.
are playing for their playoff lives.
Only thing that makes me the only reason I would be hesitant to make that bet Bills -2 is it's obvious that the secondary for Dallas will jump routes. And it's even more obvious that Josh Allen's going to give you something to jump. And that could be a game changer in this game.
There's no doubt.
I think they both throw 2 interceptions today.
I think whoever runs the ball better today wins the game.
Let's go Pollard.
I don't know. We said earlier James Cook looked good last week.
I don't need James Cook to do good because I don't have him in this league, so I don't care. I'm going up against James Cook in this league. So.
Fair enough.
Might be back and forth. You got to play Diggs. If you're desperate, you play Gabe Davis. You might get a bounce back.
I expect a monster game from Jake Ferguson this week.
Hey,
I hope so.
yeah, big.
I would not even be surprised if you're like in a league, a deep league, you need a tight end. I would take a swing at Schoonmaker also.
Hmm.
Kincaid, obviously the best tight end on Buffalo at this point.
Yeah.
So you're going to play him.
What about Cooks?
Brandon Cooks?
Mm-hmm.
I like Brandon Cooks. Like, I think he'll have a good game, but it's just like, to me, they use him as a one drive kind of player. Like, he'll dominate a drive and then you don't see him for a while.
He's not going to go off.
Yes. The past couple weeks, I've actually been kind of a fan of Shakir all year, Khalil Shakir, but they seem like they've been using him in a better way the past couple weeks. So if you're deep, like if you needed somebody or down and out, swing on it. There you go, Nick Ferguson. 3 receptions for 12 yards.
And 3 touchdowns.
Trash.
No, I need like 3 touchdowns with that. Every reception with a touchdown, I'll take.
Did he get a touchdown last week?
Yes, I think so.
What did I call last week? 1 touchdown for 1 yard and a touchdown?
Did more than
No,
that.
he had no touchdowns, but he had 72 yards and 8 targets. I think he had one, but it got called because somebody got a penalty or some shit. I think it was like somebody had a holding penalty. Because I remember
I don't like the linebacking core for Buffalo, so I think Ferguson has a good day.
Yeah, no,
I threw my remote at my TV almost when he lost that one, but I ended up winning. So
I kind of like the under. The over-under is 49.
Yeah, I like the under. And the rain for sure.
Bills in the under.
Hopefully it's heavy rain, and that really means... See, I don't like Prescott in the rain. I don't like Prescott on the road. CeeDee Lamb been eating, though, man. He's so good.
He almost single-handedly got my team in the playoffs, but Gabe Davis was also on that team. But yeah, CD's been fun. He might be lanky, but
Oh, I would not blame you for that one. At least you know you're going to get half of a good season from him at home.
oh man. Alrighty. We got Sunday night game, Ravens Jaguars in Jacksonville.
We talked about it earlier. I like Zay Flowers in this game. I like the Baltimore receivers. especially the ones who are working up the field.
I really like Baltimore in this game in general. They're only 3.5 point favorites. I take that. Unless you think this is the Jags bounce back, make a statement game.
I don't think they have it in them. You're missing your probably most consistent receiver, Christian Kirk. Ridley drops everything. Trevor Lawrence is hurt. I don't like ETN against the linebackers for Baltimore today. I like. I don't like Baltimore's running game today either. To be honest with you.
He plays A. Jones, 12 targets, 4
I would.
I think he does.
Tyson Campbell, their best outside cover corner, is not playing today. So, that's the other team. Zay. No, I'm not starting Zay Jones. I just like Baltimore's team too much because they're made to play football. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not flashy, they don't do shit right, but at this point, I think they're just waiting for the playoffs. That team is really good. It's boring to watch though.
Fact. Facts on that.
Yeah, it's not a Sunday night game I'm like looking forward to like last week's was.
But Sunday night games never disappoint.
They don't. It's better than most of the afternoon games, but
Sunday night games don't disappoint. Monday night games are a 50-50 coin flip, and Thursday is usually a joke.
yes.
Got a present for the Ravens on Christmas. What could that be?
I think they play the Niners.
Oh, true.
Yay.
Okay, the Niners are one of the teams that should beat up, could beat them.
Out physical them, yeah. More skill players. Better skill players, I should say.
That might be one of those Lamar games where he got to use the old legs. What we got? What's the next game?
Last game, Eagles Seahawks tomorrow.
Ooh, goddamn.
As of right now, light rain, but that might change.
Watch out for Gino because he might not play.
Seahawks plus 3.5. Kind of hesitant to bet that game at all.
Yeah, I would be hesitant to bet that game because I think Jalen Hurts he's kind of banged up, which
He's,
makes me don't like
He's,
Eagles receivers.
yeah, he's sick. They said he has an illness, but he should be fine.
I'm definitely playing DK.
You play Tyler Lockett?
Yeah, I'm playing all the receivers for Seattle. Not that I'm doing it confidently, but like if you got them, you got to hope that they get something done.
And Jay's now.
Yep. I'm telling you, the secondary for Philly is just not that good.
AJ Brown, Smith, Goddard.
But I like the secondary for Seattle. Like Devin Witherspoon's probably defensive rookie of the year. He's super aggressive. Reek Woolen, like if Jalen don't have his shit together, I think that they can somewhat contain the Eagles.
Eagles haven't looked that fluid either lately, so.
Mm-mm. Well, I mean, you don't have to run a damn tush push every quarter. It's like, come on now.
I love how the Vikings tried that twice with their smallest running back pushing him.
Tush push. It's fun though to try it every time, bro.
Yeah, Niner gang, y'all are good. Like, y'all could probably play like 3 more practice squad players today, and y'all be fine.
Yeah, this was weird having like a quarter of the game's already over.
I know.
Yeah, there's already 4. Next week's gonna be even worse with the Christmas games and all that stuff. So
I like it. That's multiple days of football. I love it.
no, watching it from a standpoint's cool, but I mean helping people out's gonna be a little more difficult for sure. We may have to figure something out for it because those games are all sporadic everywhere. Like,
Well, yeah, we probably have to go live earlier in the week or something.
yeah. So, you got anything else to add?
No, sure.
I don't either. I'm gonna throw my phone because I don't know who the hell's playing yet still, and I'm
Throw it. We want to watch. Throw it.
I've learned from the Lakers game to not do that. If you made it to this point, like, subscribe to the network. We got you covered in all fantasy football stuff. Good luck in your playoffs. If you're not, then just enjoy football. You know, you got some
Yeah.
decent games. There's some shitty games. If you have that Atlanta Panthers game, I feel sorry for you, Dixon Way. I'm sorry. Other than that, yeah, y'all keep it up. We're out of here, people.